Hey Ray, Shane, if you go ahead and pull up the presentation. Thanks for joining, Ray. Feel free to interrupt me at any time. I really appreciate you for joining. Thank you. All right, perfect. So we are starting basically those tools to kind of help generate your client leads. Now, there are some tools that you probably already know and already heard of, and there's some tools that aren't in the presentation, but I'm going to mention anyways. These are my top five. These are ways that I innovate and I basically help clients see the value that we offer. So the first thing that I would advise you to get, if you have not, and my name is Nina Spear, by the way. I'm a trademark attorney here in Birmingham, Alabama. I've been practicing law for about 3 years now. I'm going on my third year. And my firm actually started doing far more trademark clients last year during the pandemic than I have ever been able to take on since I first started. I went from having one or two business clients when I first started to over 100 leads and people messaging me, DMing me, sending me trademark clients on a regular basis. So much so that I had, I think, nothing but speaking engagements all of 2020, just talking about trademarks. And I really just started putting out the promo in May of 2020. Now, one thing that I did do was I did invest in a course to kind of help me with marketing, to kind of help put me at a different place. Thanks for joining, Janelle. Whenever you get here, this is all recorded, so you don't have to worry about it not having everything for you when you see it. But everything that I did when I first started my law firm was, put the information out there, make the Instagram page, make the Facebook, all that, right? And everyone just thinks if you just put it out there that you do what it is in law that's important, that people automatically buy in, right? People are automatically going to pick up what you're putting down. Well, I found out the hard way. That's not what happens, y'all. So, in fact, when I first started my law practice, and I started back in 2018, I don't know if you guys have read or kept up with my story, but I made about $80 out of my law practice for the entire year. Everything else that I made came from my book sales for Dear Future Lawyer and from me taking on second and third jobs where I was working for other people, but I wasn't working for my firm myself. So it took me a while to figure it out. And the very first $80 I made was from a business client. I switched into family law and criminal law because I ended up being able to pay the bills back in 2019. And I was able to kind of grow my mindset, but I was still getting frustrated because I had a ton of people hit me up for business, but I wasn't seeing any closes. Like I was seeing people who were not very excited about forming a business. I felt like I was kind of pressuring them, pushing myself onto them. Have you ever felt like that? If you have, put a one in the chat, two in the chat. If you feel like you're trying to pressure your ideal client into buying or investing in services with you, if that's something that you feel or you experience, more than likely you're going to have this experience not just once, but multiple times while you're practicing. So if that's you, or if you felt like that, give me an indication. If you have felt like that, put a one in the chat. If you haven't, put a two, just so I can kind of see where you guys are and get a gauge for where you are in your process. Second, if you are in this chat because okay, awesome, Janelle. So you're not getting that. So if you have been in practice for more than 5 years, I want you to put a one in the chat. If you have been in practice for less than 5 years, I want you to put a two. That'll also give me a gauge about where you guys are on the scale. So I can kind of get you guys acquainted with some of the things that we have in store. Awesome. So two. Okay, so both of you guys have been in practice for less than 5 years. So one thing that we have as people who have been in practice for less than 5 years is that we're younger and we're able to understand some of the more nuanced or new tech that's out there. So Canva is fairly new, right? It wasn't there when I first started my practice and I understood it. Like people really weren't using Canva to its true potential when they first started. Canva has like posting, scheduling, and all of that now that a lot of people just were not utilizing. They definitely were not paying for Canva. And at this point, if you were in your law practice for less than 5 years, I would not advise you to start paying for Canva. What I would start advising you to do is to use Canva as a tool for you to be able to connect with your clients. So I actually built out PDFs and checklists, and I've even built out ebooks on Canva for my clients, and I send it to them as a freebie, or potential clients. I send this to them as a freebie. everything in a Canva template, and I write everything from scratch in that template. If you don't know how to do that or you want to walk through that, the easiest way is to think about what the feeling is when you're trying to create in your client. So in Canva, if you actually type in like bold or vibrant or strong or powerful, if you put that in your Canva search, you will actually see more eye-catching like colors and things like that. So I know you might have your built-in color scheme for your brand overall, but it's good for you to understand that your marketing materials, though it might be nice to match your brand colors, it might not appeal to your client's eye, right? You want something that's eye-catching. You want something that could easily be an Instagram post, a Facebook message. You could show it during a live talk and people will screenshot that slide. So your Canva can be used so many different ways. In fact, I'm going to show you how Canva today in a way that you probably never even knew you could use it. So I know you've probably used it to download Instagram flyers, Facebook posts, and things like that. But did you know that Canva can actually make you a website? It can build out a website for you in order for your clients to scroll through whatever presentation you have and make it clickable. So you can actually build yourself a Canva website for free. You don't have to pay for it at all. There are 3 buttons on the side, and I'll be able to show it to you shortly, but there are 3 buttons on the side of Canva for you to be able to do that. The 3 buttons will be when you have a design open. So you guys are going to see a website that I have built shortly. I sent it to Shayna so you guys can kind of see at the end. But this is actually a website that I was able to design on Canva using just one square. And I put a link in one of the sections of the flyer. So you can actually click on that link. So you can make anything in Canva clickable. Now, what we utilize in order for you to be able to share it easily with your clients is something called Bitly, bit.ly. If you don't know a Bitly or you're not sure how to use Bitly, you can use it very simply. You take very long links, you put in the link, and then you shorten the URL and then delete the back 3 or 5 letters that are after there, and you put in something easy like your name, like bit.ly dot or /Janelle or bit.ly/Ray. But what I love about learning with Canva is that I can also take it and make it a PowerPoint. I can take it and make it a Google Drive document. I can automatically save it to the outlets that I want it to be on. And I even save it so that it will automatically publish without scheduling it or anything. And I don't have to save it on my computer and basically fill up all of my hard drive with nothing but stuff. So one thing that I loved about Canva was that I was able to take it and make websites, especially for my clients when they're going through and they've bought a course and I put it together on Canva, but I don't like how it looks in the way that Canva is showing it. You can build it out as a website so it's scrollable so that you can make your entire presentation for your client scrollable so they can see their brand, right? Let's say you build out something for your client. Let's say you build out their whole brand pitch, right? You're about to sell your client on something big and you want to be able to show them exactly what you're showing. Well, it looks weird if you show them in a presentation form on Canva because they can see you clicking and it gets like it takes away your professionalism. So there are 3 buttons. I'm going to show it to you guys very shortly, but there are 3 buttons that you will be able to use with Canva. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I was like blown away when I figured this out. And maybe you already knew, right? Maybe you've already been doing this with your Canva, but you can take any presentation, and be able to put it on Canva in a clickable way. So this is how I do it. So I'm gonna share it with you guys now. Let me know when you can see the screen. And boom. Awesome. So you guys should be able to see the screen now. If you can't, let me know by saying no in the chat. If you can, just, you good. Just say no if you can. All right. So you guys see how I have this. All I did was to be able to make this happen. I clicked these 3 dots here on the side. And then if you guys notice, you can do this share link option. You can do this present option. That's not what I want. I want a website, right? So I'm going to scroll down, right down here, and you see where it says website. I'm going to click it. And then you're going to open this website. And crazy enough, it will actually have this here as a website for your client to go to. And they literally will click it and boom, they can download it directly if they want to, or copy the same link and share it, but they can click it like it's a real website. And it takes them straight to my PayPal, me, and everything. That was something that I discovered that was really cool on Canva. Another thing that I learned, and this is all beta, right? This is beta versions of Canva that you probably weren't even aware of. Another thing that I learned is that they have embed codes here. So if you know anything about embedding something to your website, you can embed this actual, flyer so that you don't have to worry about it popping up on Instagram. Like, you can embed it on your website so it pops up every time someone looks at it. Now, I would usually use a professional person who does this on a regular basis, but that's something really important. You can also, as I told you guys, post this directly to your pages, even to your MailChimp page. You can hook this up. And this is all under the free version of Canva. You see, it says get Canva Pro. So I haven't gotten Canva Pro. You can also do this in presentation mode. If you do this in presentation mode, there's two different views. So if you had this as a square, but there were multiple squares like a presentation, this allows for your clients to see you in a different mode. So if I put this in presentation mode, right, I say I want to present it standard. This is how it's going to view to you guys. But you see how I don't like this because this pops up? That's why I recommend going that website route, because it just gives you that touch of professionalism. And when you click the website route, if you scroll down, right, and you can scroll down the website, it will ask you what view you want, right? So if you don't like presentation view, which I do not, I put it in scrolling view, right? So I click here and boom, now I have a website. Boom, it's all there, and they can just scroll if they want to. And that looks like something I built, but I didn't build it, right? It's just there. It looks like that. And all you do is change the links up and everything. Now, when you join today's link, you use connectwithnina.now.com. Did you not? Now, how did I do that? Now, what I did to use Connect with Nina Now, and this is something that I was taught by somebody who does marketing for me, it is called a vanity URL. So if you've never heard of a vanity URL, this is all I did, okay? And I'm gonna walk you through it, right? Because maybe other people don't show you this stuff, but I thought it was really cool. It blew my mind, but I use something called Ionos. And if you don't have Ionos account and you want to, I think there might be some type of referral discount. I'm not sure completely, but I will tell you this. I love Ionos because it allows me to buy web hosting and what that means, okay? Because that's important for you to know. All these other sites like GoDaddy, Wix, and all that, you can't get multiple websites. You can put up to 500 websites on one web domain, web hosting with Ionos. All you're doing is buying the domain. You don't ever have to buy the hosting again. So you buy one web hosting and it starts off at $1 per the first month and then $8 per month afterwards. But what I do is something called a website redirect. That's all I do. And it looks complicated, right? But once you go in and you make an Ionos account, this is what it's going to look like. So you can see the ones that I own right now, and you can see how I'm using them. So you can see I redirected you guys to register for this meeting today. I can go through this, and I changed it this morning. But if I click on this, right, within the Ionos platform, you see how it says adjust the destination? I can change this link as many times as I want and reuse this link over and over and over again. Every single meeting, nothing has to change. Your URL can stay the same. You can even set it up that it stays that URL even after they get to that website. So you know how sometimes links like Bitly will take you to the website, but then show you the big long link? You can even keep it so it stays. It's called a frame redirect, but it's not difficult. All I did was look for something called website redirect. That's all. I just forwarded my domain. And when I did it, I used an arbitrary URL. I put the link in. If you own the domain, that's a completely different thing. But we're talking about people, y'all, all you did was buy a domain. This is all you did. You bought a domain and you're trying to figure out how to use it, because if you were smart, and as you guys can see, I've bought like a ton of domains, and this is just for on my law firm side and like my law firm page for my nonprofits website domain. But you can see on my law firm side, you can see when this domain is being used for an actual website that was built under it. And then this is a redirect. So these are two different websites, but both of them allow me to easily give you guys information. And what did we do? Shayna is here with you now, so she can tell you all we did was put together a flyer. And at the end of the flyer in the caption, we said use connectwithnina.now.com to register. And you guys were able to not only join, but register and be a part of this. So the first thing you need to learn how to utilize is use Canva in a way in which you are able to make your slides more professional. Also, Canva also becomes Google Slides, or it will make it into Google Slides. And let me tell you why Google Slides is better than a Microsoft PowerPoint, than a PDF, anything that you could possibly present. Because when you do presenter mode on Google Slides, and Shayna's seen me do this, and you guys might have seen me do this if you watch any of my presentations, but the presenter mode, it comes out in a separate window. And so you are able to click through your presentation while you are talking, read your presenter notes, and nobody is the wiser. All they can see is that your presentation looks flawless. So if you want it to look great, then take it to Google Slides when you use Canva. Don't download it as a PDF. Don't download it as a Microsoft PowerPoint. Download it as a Google Slides. And if you do download it as Microsoft PowerPoint, then you need to put it up on Google Drive and open it in Google Slides, because I promise you, it makes everything that you used to do with your presentations look so much crisper and so much more professional. It flows. I did a speaking engagement for the Shine Bootcamp speaker showcase, and they trained us on this extensively. And one thing they showed me is that we are not utilizing Canva sophisticatedly enough. You can literally go to Canva, look at the templates that they put on Canva, come back to your Google Slides and format it in the same templates that Canva uses, except in Google Slides, it looks far more professional. You can copy the actual font, you can copy the style. All you have to do is literally click and type into Canva what type of effect you want to have on your listener. When I learned that, my presentation went from okay to amazing. So I'm going to show you something that I did right with this boot camp that really helped me understand exactly what I could bring to the table and show my clients that I really knew what I was talking about. And it's my diversity training redefined. And this is something that I do as a professional talk for other people. I have been asked to speak and get paid to speak for these types of talks on diversity talk. I just did this particular diversity talk on the Birmingham Bar Association CLE program. So you guys see how this is, right? You see where I can click present? I'm going to click presenter mode, okay? And y'all tell me, well, not present, I clicked the wrong one, y'all can never see. Okay, I'm gonna click presenter mode. I want y'all to tell me, can y'all see the presenter view with the speaker notes that I have right now in front of me? If you can, put a 2 in the chat. If you cannot, put a 1. Awesome. I'm gonna wait for you guys. Let me see what y'all saying. I think that says 2. I can't see y'all right now. Let me see what y'all saying. Okay, so that's, you can't see it, right? But it looks crisp. And then when I click the next, did y'all see me click next? Did you see an arrow pop up? That's what it does. It allows it to be a lot more crisp. And you see how this presentation looks so professional? Literally, we copied templates we saw in Canva and we made it our own. We used our own content. We used our own the color schemes and everything. We just focus on it. And they even got down to the point where you improved the readability of the slide. So the slide itself was improved readability wise, the way they put the pictures across. I did not have this stuff like this, y'all. I had it in like regular font and I wasn't even structuring it this way, but they were able to kind of put it together in a way that made sense. And you see how this presentation just flows and it makes you want to keep clicking, even though you don't know what it is I'm talking about, right? Because I haven't even started to talk about the presentation. You just liked how that presentation felt. That is how your client should feel, right? Your client should be able to see what exactly you're putting out there, but they should also be able to see it in a way that makes you look professional. And that drives things more than you know. So if you have a presentation when you're talking to a client and you're trying to figure out how to sell them on your business, go through the process of making sure that everything that they see is seamless, because it shows not only do you understand branding, but you understand and how it needs to see and feel when you experience the branding. And clients remember how you made them feel. Okay. So the next thing, Shana, if you'll go to number 5, that was all Canva, guys. So the next thing that I love to utilize, and if you know anything about me, you know I use okay. I use Podia all the time. I use Podia because another trademark attorney told me about Podia. And Shayna's going to put a referral link in the chat for everyone so that you guys can use Podia if you would like. And I'll send it to you again, Shayna, so you have it. But Podia is one of those apps where it allows you to do way more than you thought was even humanly possible. You can put digital downloads, all of that. But you know what Podia lets you do? The other apps do not let you do. Podia lets you collect emails, right? It helps you collect your emails in a way in which your clients can get useful materials. So if you go to my Podia right now, right? If you go to Podia, which is let's do why you came here, right? Trademark That Thursdays, because that's what today is. So in trademarkthatthursdays.com, because I already redirected it to my Podia, Trademark That Thursdays. .com. If you click that link, right, you click that URL or you go to that URL on your own, you will see at trademarkthatthursdays.com, it will take you to this site, the Trademark That Thursdays Accelerator course, the TTT Summit that we did, all of that. There will be some things that are completely free. Do you hear me? Free. If you wanted to figure out how to sell and upsell your clients and get them to buy from you, you give them a free masterclass. Do you know I hook up my YouTube, a live stream that I'm about to do on StreamYard? I hook that up to Podia and then I just stream it. And they sign up out the wazoo and they participate, they weigh in, they ask questions. And at the very end, guys, the very end of whatever free thing I do, there is a sales pitch. It is called a sales funnel. Okay. So if you don't remember anything I say from this point on, I want you to remember that word sales funnel. I'm going to put it in the chat myself, just so you have it in the back of your head. Sales funnels allow you to bring in free or clients that you would otherwise miss, right? Because they're looking for a deal. You give them the deal. What we in one right now. Okay. I'm showing you guys exactly the format of how I did it. Shayna made a flyer. I gave Shayna the link for people to RSVP for the event. The people who RSVP for the event showed up. By the end of this, yes, there will be something that I will have for you at the end that is an exclusive deal. Some of you, yeah, hey girl, already took advantage of the deal. And if you were able to take advantage of the deal, that's awesome. But there's even more, because you are supposed to offer value to your customer. So you are not supposed to do a free masterclass in which you're like, ooh, I will tell you all my secrets if you buy this course. No. I am telling you the exact things that I use right now in order to, one, drive my clients, get my interns in gear so they are trained on how I do my process. And I also give opportunities for business entrepreneurs to get used to my teaching style. So by the time they come up with a business idea that's going to blow everyone's mind, they can only think of me. That's all I want. Shayna, make sure you put it in the everyone chat. You just sent it directly to me. Everybody wants people to give them free stuff. This is an easy vehicle for you to give them free stuff. Okay. And I will tell you, Podia is not free. Okay. It's $35 per month. But I will tell you, it is non-committal. You can cancel your subscription anytime you want to Podia. So you can try it out for 14 days. You should be able to with that link. For 14 days, you can try whatever thing you want to teach your clients out. And you can have a master class. You can take up money. You can charge people. It hooks up to your PayPal, right? And you can charge them to teach them. Now, This is something that you should really pay attention to. Do you notice that whenever I have you guys sign up for Podia stuff, it always has Nina the Last brand at the top? That's because if you decide to do a teaching mechanism for your clients, you need to have a separate LLC for that business. Why? Because you do not want to get into the unauthorized practice of law area. What you want to do is be seen as a business consultant. There should always be a separate consultant business if you are a lawyer in the business industry, because I promise you there will be people, right, that will come to you for legal services in this business consulting industry, but you can only help them for the business consulting part. If you are not in their state, then you're going to have to check your rule and your state laws about whether or not that's violative of your legal ethics code of not being able to do unauthorized practice of law. So what business consultants do, people who teach online courses, they actually create a separate LLC for online education. Online education is not the same thing as being a lawyer, okay? Fighting in court, doing the legal services for other people. Business consulting usually happens in the mindset of an online educational course, a service that people can utilize, and templates people are given, okay? That's usually not the area of a lawyer. I know that you guys are probably trying to do both. You're trying to figure out how to make your law firm do templates. You can't do both in a law firm state if you want to keep the two separate, okay? And this is because your clients are going to come to you and they're going to ask you questions about how to keep everything separate. How do I keep my money from getting funny? You have to think ahead of the curve, especially with your own business, so you don't get caught up later. So that is a very useful tool, but I will tell you that creating two LLCs, it's not simple if you don't know how to do it, but you guys are lawyers. You guys are far ahead of the curve, and you guys are able to set up a separate LLC. So make sure you protect yourself and your law firm by not having your online educational courses, your templates fall under your firm. Because if you happen to do a template that gets somebody in trouble, your firm may be an issue, and you might have further issues if you get into litigation and you were the one who was supposed to be their lawyer of record, okay? So you don't want to be any type of confusion. Look, this is my business consulting job, this is my law firm. These are two separate entities. I don't do nothing out of that. And the reason why I learned this is I paid attention. Every single one of the mentors that I follow, and the person I look up to as mentorship is Dana Thomas Law. So if you haven't heard of her, you can look her up on Instagram. But I watched her business model. I literally watched how she marketed the materials to me and sent me the stuff for her course. It didn't come from Dana Thomas Law. It came from her separate LLC. I watch every single person who sells an online course, and I watch how they have a separate LLC for their online courses. And I realized, I said, you know what? I need to stop trying to put this all under one. You need to stop trying to wear all your hats under your law firm. You're going to drive yourself crazy and run yourself ragged. That will allow you to have two different themes. And that helps you keep your clients in line. The people who are out of state that need your help and you can't help them, well, you got an online course for that. The people who are in your that you got legal services that you can assist with, well, you got a master class for that, and it's in your separate LLC. Okay. Everybody got to fall into a pocket. If you think like that, you start thinking about how to collect people's information, because all Podia is for me, it collects emails. It collects emails. It doesn't ask too much information. All it asks for is your email to sign up. Okay. That is a very simple thing. It's better than MailChimp for me. I don't even like MailChimp anymore. Reason why I like MailChimp is because it lets me plan out stuff. But Podia has a messaging capability similar to MailChimp. It's just not as nice and clean and sleek. But Podia is less likely to go into spam than MailChimp. So that's why you don't see me out here recommending it, because Podia has a messaging platform and it has a double subscription model. And if people don't subscribe to the notifications, that's cool. But guess what? You still get the spreadsheet of everybody who signed up for any product for Podia. So even if they didn't sign up for email notifications, you still get information for every person who signed up for your course. Okay. And you get information about who's active in your digital downloads, your courses, and anything like that. And then have you ever wanted to bundle something, like put something together and be like, oh, I want to put this in this little download, I want to put this presentation? You can do that on Podia. Again, someone showed me this. It was the coolest invention I've ever seen. I was able to do my master classes through that. I was able able to keep track of who's coming to stuff, and I was able to keep track of people who are actually utilizing my product so I can market specifically to them, versus MailChimp just shows you who opens your emails. That's not the same thing as going through and clicking through your products. It's just not, so I liked Podia because it showed me the progress. So that's another one. Shayna did put the link in here if you do want to see if you can get like a referral code or a referral code discount. So you can go ahead and go through that. Next one. Know if y'all have used Podia, but if you haven't, it is fun. Awesome. So this is something that I utilize. Again, if you do take the course, it's the Trademark That Thursdays Accelerator course for lawyers. You will be able to kind of walk through this a little bit more with me. But Legal Inc. is for those out-of-state clients. You don't know what you're doing. You're trying to help them, and you need to do their trademark, right? But they don't have an LLC. Legal Inc. will allow you to form an LLC out of state. They will form it for you. You're not forming it. Legal Inc. is forming it, right? But you're not telling your client that you're still telling your client that you are going to form their LLC. The LLC is something that Legal Inc. can help and assist you with if it's an out-of-state client and you get their trademark business, but they haven't done the proper work to protect themselves. And as you guys can see, it has other things in it. I would not use the other things. Don't use their contracts. Don't use any of the operating agreements unless you proofread it, and found everything for your client to be necessary. I use Legal Inc. specifically for one thing. You see that thing where it says registered agent? That's the only thing I use Legal Inc. for. And Legal Inc. will show you how many companies you have formed since you began. If you have formed a registered agent, then you are able to see which companies you formed in Legal Inc. and which companies you've used Legal Inc. for as a registered agent. And they will remind you and send you reminders for a renewal of your registered agent fee. That fee $129. And yes, when I ask to form my LLCs for my clients, I say, I use Legal Inc. to get the registered agent. Would you like me to add on an additional $129? You can upcharge, you can make it $150, you can make it $200, you can make it whatever you want. I make it $129 because I'm trying to build credibility with my clients, right? I know it's $129, you know it's $129. Every year it's going to be $129. That first year you pay me, every other year you're going to pay Legal Inc. and they will send reminders. Okay. You don't have to worry about the reminders. I send my clients reminders as courtesy because Legal Inc. also sends them to me, that I can see every company I have formed. It is a very good organizational tool for your clients that have not taken the steps they need to have an LLC before. And let's talk about it, right? Why would I even push them towards this? Well, if your client forms a trademark and files it under their name, let's say your client is in the wrong, right? They are actually infringing on a licensed use trademark, right? And they face a trademark infringement suit. Let's say your client don't have a lot of money in their business, but they filed their trademark individually, right? They put it under their individual name. Well, every single asset, right there, because they got a lot of money to pay you. They just don't have a lot of money in that business. Every single asset becomes up to grabs when they do it the way that most people do it, which is they file the individual because they don't think they need to get a business, or they use it as a sole prop or individual. All of that does not protect you, because most times when clients have a sole proprietorship, which is a business that is not an LLC, it's not a business entity, at least formally, that company, they mix the money. They don't have separate bank accounts. They don't have separate tax forms. They don't even have an accountant really to help them make sure that they're managing their money so it doesn't get mixed. So what happens is the trademarks that they go through in that process, if they get sued, they're going to get personally sued. And when you see a personal liability suit, that means if they award damages, that can go against their house, their car, their 401k, their job dividends that they get. All of those things can be attacked if they are found guilty of trademark infringement. In fact, if you want a case to reference, something that's really, really easy to kind of get your clients in the mindset to go and protect themselves using an LLC. They had a very important case called Poke Girl versus Pokemon. It's a video gamer girl who made t-shirts, right, with the Pokemon logo, and she sold a boatload of t-shirts, y'all. And Pokemon sued her, and they won, and it said it was trademark infringement. She had to give all of that money back, the money that she won. And she was devastated because she was just trying to be a video gamer and share and and make shirts and be creative. But you have to get licensing deals. You have to go through the process to make sure that you use somebody's registered trademark brand appropriately. So that's a good way to help your clients do even more business with you. If they can't afford your trademark services right now, they can definitely afford you to do an LLC for them. They can definitely afford, because they will come back for the trademark service. If you get them on the hook to do an LLC after you done talked to them and told them all the stuff, oh, you don't have an LLC? You trying to file the trademark on your own? I don't think you should do that. I don't. That's not a smart idea. Let me tell you why. Because, and I just gave you good reasons, because your 401k, your car, your house, your business, your all of your proceeds, your bank account, all of that is up for grabs if they find trademark infringement against you, and you will be held personally liable if they do find trademark infringement, and that will ruin your business reputation. And you don't want to do that. So it's better for you to use your business that doesn't have any assets. For if they do award damages, they can't attack anything that you personally own. All right. So you make sure that you communicate that to them, and they start thinking, oh, wow, I need to get an LLC. I need to get some documents. Do I own my logo? You got to start getting them to ask questions before we get to trademark, because what you don't want to do, and I have seen many people do this, right? They don't ask enough questions at intake. Do you own your logo? Who made it? Oh, you got somebody. Did you guys have a contract? Oh, you didn't have a contract. Oh, well, did you know that that person actually owns your logo? You just own a license. You don't actually own that logo unless there was a contract that says that you have the exclusive copyright rights after purchase. That conversation, just that one alone, gets me clients every single day. You can go on live tomorrow information and just dress it up in a smart way. Your clients are going to tune in because you have taken the step to make something really, really complicated, which is whoever creates it owns it, and make it real simple. Did you get a contract with your logo designer? You did. You just paid them. That's $60, right? They DM'd you and said, I make logos. That's not how it works. In copyright law, they still own it until there is a contract that states the ownership has been transferred based off of. You can't go through verbs. A lot of times logo people, they like, man, it's yours. But when it comes down to it and you get famous and they didn't get no contract, real simple. You can't use my logo no more unless you give me a cut. You don't want that. So that's what you explain to your clients. And that helps them understand what they need to do. But Legal Inc., it is a very good CRM tool for you if you are forming businesses for people, or you decide to do business consultations and you want to be form it and you don't know that state's laws. That's really good. Do not use this if you have clients in your state. Learn the process for your own stuff, because I promise you Legal Inc. is way too expensive. Okay, you won't even get any profit out of it. And for what I charge, I started off charging $500 for my LLC formation package. And all I did for my LLC formation package was form them, get them started, and I gave them the NAICS code. I used to look it up for them and put it in a nice little memo for them when I gave them their information and their documents. Okay. All you do is go to the Secretary of State's website and use their business domestic entity formation paperwork. All you have to do is go through that process. If you need to learn how to do that, we do it in the course. But SOS, your state, and then look up domestic business entity filings. And when you do that, you're going to follow the steps. You literally going to input it. All right. But we make sure that we take you through that. Anything that you're going to see there, all you have to do is copy the entire form, put it in a Word document, and that's your intake form. Anything they ask you in there, you put it in a Word document, and that is the intake form you send your client. And when they fill it out, it's just copy, paste, plug and play. And you done made $500, and then you got like a $200 filing fee, more likely than not. So you done made $250 just by taking information from your client and putting it in the system for them, because they don't want to do it. You will find that most people do not want to do it. They will let you do it because you make it real, simple. Especially with the registered agent fee, they will let you do it. Okay. And the registered agent fee, what that helps you with, and if you need to sell your client on it, is that it keeps their home address from being publicly listed. Now, not in all states. In Maryland, I found out that they still gonna put your home address and they not gonna put their name up there because Legal Inc. don't do that in Maryland. But everywhere else, they put the Legal Inc. registered agent address up there instead of your home address if your client, which more likely than not, has a work from home business. Any questions so far? I know I'm going a little fast, but I'm trying to make sure y'all get quality information. Cool. Next one, Shayna. Okay, so this is my ultimate client tool. This is the Trello board. And I'm actually going to send you this Trello board, the one that I use for my clients. And I put them in this Trello board and I show them the steps. Okay. Trello is a great tool. I was in a marketing, I had a marketing coach and business coach. And whenever he does projects for me, he puts me on a Trello board and he takes me through the process. When the project is pending, he puts pending up on that list. When the project is complete, he puts complete. So he helps me go through the process. In various instances of the process of him making stuff for me, he sends me treats. I mean cookies, okay, and sweets and caramels. He sends me everything along the way. This process helps you keep track of what you do for your clients. So I'm going to pull up Trello. While I pull up Trello, I want you guys to literally put in whatever questions you may have with regards to your clients specifically. What are you struggling with? If you had to put it in 1 to 3 words, like what is your struggle with your clients right now? While I get Trello up. Awesome. All right, Shayna, I am sending you the link to share with everybody else. And I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. All right, let me know if you guys can see that or not. If not, let me know. All right, so you see how I have this built out? I have a whole step-by-step process. Email sent with thank you offer, client paid retainer, contract reviewed by client, contract signed by client, work commences. All right. And you can even put the date you started on here. That's what I love about Trello. But better than that, you can put attachments. Every time your client signs something, whatever, you can put it all here. Your client will be added. You literally just click invite, you put their email address and boom, or you can create a link, copy that link. And if you are good with sending emails, then you know that if you highlight certain words in a Gmail email, okay, you can make it into a link, okay, so that it looks more succinct and clear, okay? Then you upload signed forms here. That's what I usually do. And then I take it to the next step. Okay. I check to see if there is an LLC. Remember what I told you before you get to trademarking, you need to check all of this stuff. Check if there's an LLC. Also in this step, I make sure that I ask them about their logo. If they don't have a logo that they own, I tell them. I advise them against filing with an individual. So this same stuff that I told you, I literally tell my client. I put their signed contract here, and then when it's done, I mark it as complete by uploading an image that says complete, okay? Right here, okay, during this time, I send a check-in email to Nina's VIP 20 tips to growing your LLC with care list. Why do I do this? Well, I want your business and I want you to think that I know exactly what you need. And in order for me to do that, right, I got to start giving you stuff that you ain't asked for, but you need, right? Yeah, I think I have a question. Oh, Shayna, that's from Shayna. All right. So that's important. That's before I even sent the intake form, right? I just sent that to anybody who have started their business with me, whether it's business, whether it's trademarks or whatever. Okay. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. The other thing that I do that's really different, okay, is that I have a trademark intake form. Now, as part of my like package in my class, I put that intake form together. That intake form, y'all, if you go to the USPTO database and you have ever completed an intake or an application for the trademark USPTO office, then I literally have copied and pasted that intake form. I literally made that my intake form, okay? But if you want to see what that intake form is like, if you will DM Shayna after this and be like, hey, Shayna, Nina said that you gonna let us see the intake form, I will send you exactly what I send my clients, okay? So you can understand it's not as difficult. This extensive trademark search that I'm gonna complete, I tell my client when I have completed it, and not only do I tell my client I've completed it, I actually send them a trademark search results memo, okay? And this is not something that we can send you outside of the course. I will send you kind of what I write in the course, but this trademark results memo, it is literally, hey, we went through all of these are the classes that you fell in, and in these classes, this is what we found on the USPTO that was a risk. The reason why it is a risk is because the same name, the same fonts, whatever you got that are similar, if it's the same class, either way, you tell your client whether it's going to cause an issue or it's not going to cause an issue. I do this for about 3 to 5 USPTO marks that are very risky. And I will explain to you what very risky means at the very end, okay? So stay to the end. I send that trademark results memo down. And at the end, if I say no, I don't recommend it, I always, regardless if I say yes or no, I make my client sign that results memo that says, yes, I want to proceed anyways. After they say yes or no, if they say no, then we just do another search or we just done. If they say no, or they say yes, they want me to go, then I file the trademark application. Right after I file the trademark application, do y'all see what I do next? I send them a cookie and a treat. And I send them a milestone email to let them know they've reached a certain milestone in this process, where we have filed your trademark application and now all you do is wait. Okay. When your clients come back to you, the reason why they come back to you is because you made their process very, very informative. Okay. The waiting period, okay, is 3 months for every trademark application. Right now, there are some trademark attorneys waiting 6 months. I filed stuff back in December that has still not come back. And I filed stuff back in December that just came back last week. All right. You need to make sure during this 3 months, your client knows that, even though there's no new news, that you care enough to tell them, hey, there's no new news. I just wanted to let you know in about 3 months, you're going to hear something. If you don't hear something, I will still let you know what's going on in your trademark application process. Okay. If they make it past the 3 months and there are no issues, then there's an opposition period email that I send them. Okay. I let them know that their opposition period has begun on the date it begins. Now, the trademark office will send me an update before that. Not going to send that. There's nothing new. That's not helpful to your client. I send them an opposition period has begun email. That email helps them understand that they have 45 days to find out if somebody's going to oppose their mark. From that date, they can start planning, because if they are a 1B application, they can get me the information that I need. And then if they do come through, if there's no ops, right? Update on the oppositions. I send them an update on their oppositions and I say, oh, there's no ops. Okay. If there's no ops, at that point, I send them another cookie. Okay. These cookies cost me like $5, $6, maybe $8 to send. Okay. I use something called, and I will pull it for you guys before the end of this, called Cheryl's Cookies. I love Cheryl's Cookies. There are probably other people who sell cookies, but I like Cheryl's Cookies because it makes it really simple to send to my clients and recreate. And they just have so much more variety than most places. All right. Once they get to the allowance stage, I tell them, and this is for the 1B applications only. If it was a 1A application, which meant that they already submitted the specimen, then they're done, right? They're just waiting for registration. But if they're waiting for proof, then I tell my client that I need the specimen. Do not tell your client for the first time that you need the specimen here. You collect that specimen at the very beginning in your intake form. If you collect it in your intake form, it will be very, very useful. And I'm going to tell you what tool I use to collect all of this stuff and make it simple. It's not easy, but there is a discount, right? There are discounts available for this service that I use. They have a grant for minority business owners, and I used it when I first started. They gave me 3 months for free using this service. So you can try it out if you don't have the money right now, and you can see if it's something that you are able to do. Okay. The next thing that I do is I tell them I have a statement of use, and there's an additional filing fee of $100 if they did a 1B application. I will ask for that later on. I do not ask for that upfront most of the times because the client will forget. And I want the client to be able to understand that you're going to pay this now or pay this later. But if you take it up front, sometimes it gets a little confusing to your client. So they like to see movement. So I just tell them you'll pay the $100 later, or you can take it up front, but you need to make that really clear when you talk to your client via email. Okay. Then once I file that statement of use, okay, then we get to the last final section, the registered trademark email and final package. Okay. Once your trademark becomes registered for your client, this is not the time for you to just sit there and be like, here's your certificate, boom. Okay. This is a whole celebration. Okay. You see how this milestone cookie treat celebration package? I send my clients, and you can do this on Vistaprint. You can do this on what's the word? Spreadshirt. That's another company I use. You can do this on Printify. I don't care how you do it, but you need to have a package that you put together. I created a notebook. It's for my registered trademark clients. I created a mug for my trademark clients, and then I buy these pens with the little jewel on it. I just really think they're cool, and most of my clients are females. If they're not females, they're men. I will find something for them when they get registered. But usually, I come up with something that makes them feel like they have this great big trademark energy. Okay. You have to create that first feeling. Okay. I also have seen packages that might be beneficial to you. Some people frame it for them, however you want to go about sending it, but do not just send them. Okay, that application, you send them like a wine glass and a whatever, but it's a celebration. Send them a candle, but you need to think about that final package and that pricing. Okay, in total, I might spend about $50 to $60 extra on my client from the money they give me, right? To make them feel special. I don't even spend it on myself. I take the proceeds from my own law firm and I pay so that they can have a worthwhile experience. Why? Because they're gonna come back to me for their copyright stuff. They're gonna come back to me for all of their ideas. Anytime they have a business idea, they're gonna remember how I made them feel throughout this entire process. Did you ever see a situation where they weren't informed about what was going on? Every single second of their client process, this was there. They were able to see me move them through this package. And we're not done, right? I have a follow-up consultation where I check on them. I send them a give us a review email. I send them free encouragement series for them. If they were a trademark client of mine, they go in these courses for free. These are tips that they can have to download. I send them the free classes that I have created. I do a summit once a year for business owners and once a year for trademark lawyers. The first one I send them is for business owners. I don't send that to, I don't send them the trademark lawyers one, but I send them the business owners one where there were a bunch of different business owners giving tips in random areas. And I always make sure that I make that available to anybody who wants to come, as long as those people still want their stuff up there for free. There may be a point in time where the people who spoke don't want their stuff up for free, and that's okay. I also give them access to the paid growth opportunities on my Podia platform. I also ask them to join a Facebook group that I made specifically for them. And guess what I do? I say, look, you can tell them whoever joins this group, whoever does trademarks with me, you can get a $25 gift or whatever amount gift, and you can give it to any entrepreneur you choose. That allows them to be like, oh, wow, not only did I do all that, you're going to help me give a discount to somebody else and make me feel like I didn't help somebody get a deal. Lastly, if you got clients that got trademarks and you know they're going to have more, you put that last sting on them with the general counsel. You tell them at the very end. You do not tell them about the general counsel package while they are trying to get their trademark together. Get them a trademark first. When you get them a trademark first, then you be like, hey, you got some long-term consulting needs. This is what you need. You need to get yourself a general counsel. Now, general counsel agreements are usually fairly easy to locate. Almost every attorney in any lawyer group you're in has a general counsel agreement. So if you need a general counsel agreement, just make sure it's something that says, I will do this amount of business work for you for this amount of time, for this amount of hours. Make sure it's very explicit. Last but not least, trademark research and search package is complete, and you tell your client and you close this board. Okay, that's all I do for all of my clients. I kid you not. They are in that process throughout the entire time. And it makes it hard, right? It makes it hard for them to say no because I've done made the process so simple that they don't even want to stop. They want to ask me more questions. They want to get to a point where they're like, Nina, what can I do next? What do I have? So the last thing, and this will help you because you're going to get more clients, okay? You're going to need something to organize all this. This doesn't just, overnight, it doesn't fix itself. So Shayna, show them the last thing, and I will pull up, if I can find it, the discount that they sent me, because I've been working with them and I actually speak for them in September of this year. Kid you not, they asked me to speak after talking to them one time. I impressed whoever it was on their team that said, yeah, we want you to speak. We were just so impressed by you and we want you to speak. So it's Alt Legal. I believe that's the image that's in front of you now. And Alt Legal literally said to me, hey, we want you to speak about trademark stuff and all the different things that you have going on. That is something that is big, it's huge. It allows you to not only grow, but it allows you to keep track of everything in a meaningful capacity. And you want to be able to do that. So if that's something that you want, I cannot find the alt legal discount code right now, Shayna, but I will find it in our emails and I will send it to you. But I don't know where they sent me. But that's the most important thing. They have it. And if you need someone's contact that will be able to send it to you, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you their direct email. And her name is Bree Van Til. And I want you to tell Bree that Nina sent you. And you want to ask about the minority grant program for their alt legal program. Okay. That's all I want you to do is just tell her that you want to know about the minority grant program for alt legal. You will be able to get some form of assistance so that you can experience and utilize alt legal with no investment. No money investment. Okay. And if you keep your trademarks, I think under 50, then I think it's like $50 a month. Now, I don't recommend buying any of these when you first start. Try everything. The other thing that I utilized when I first started, which is how I kind of made some of my intake packages that you see and why my clients were so impressed, is something called Proposify. And Proposify lets you try for free. You can use as many different emails, because I have as many different emails as you want to try a free trial of Proposify. And all you need to do is get one good proposal, download it, and then edit it in Adobe. Most of attorneys have a paid Adobe. If you don't, then I highly recommend investing in a paid Adobe package. Shana, you can go to the next page for me. Okay, so those are my top 5 like trademark client tools. I use these all the time. Every single time I bring in a new client, I use these. The other thing that I utilize is what you guys are seeing right now, which is a masterclass. So a masterclass allows for you to give a freebie. So the freebie that we have today, Shayna, if you will, send them the link. I think I had showed them the website earlier, but the freebie that I have for you today, I've already showed it to you guys. But that freebie is the website that we have for that I showed y'all how to create using Canva. So that freebie is, I gotta get my life together, y'all. Don't judge me. Here is the website. I'm gonna send it to you, Shayna, and you can post it to the group. But that website will allow you to do a one-on-one. So let's say you're not ready, you're not really sure. For everybody who does invest in the time to come here, I really feel like you should get a free deal. So that will allow you to have a one-on-one session with me. It's about 30 minutes. We can talk about the branding for your business. If you didn't feel comfortable sharing what you're struggling with here today, you can do that with me later. All you have to do is go through that process of looking and booking all the information. I will change the link right now. It's a payment link because it does. It's a flash sale of $50 for most people, but that is something that I will change to make sure that you guys are able to register for that if you signed up today. And I see the names that are here today. So I will have that specifically available and open to you guys. So Shayna has posted that link. So you just go there and you click. Literally, you just click pay here. And when you click pay here, you will see a Calendly link. When everybody else clicks pay here, they will not see a Calendly link. So this is just for you guys for tuning in today, because I want to be able to work with you guys specifically on whatever your dreams are for your law firm. And then second, we have another deal, and this deal is on the Nina the Last brand site. And I'm actually going to have Shayna show you how to get there. So I want you to take them to Nina the Last brand, Shayna. And then we're going to talk about one more technique that really helped me in my business. And you guys can easily do this. It literally it was not easy. I'm not going to lie, but getting someone like Shayna or somebody else who is very, very task oriented and very excited about being able to help you and doesn't require a lot of coaching, if you will. It is very, very simple to implement what I'm about to tell you at the very end. But Shayna, if you can unshare your screen, I think, Shayna, and then you should be able to share what you see on your web browser, if I'm not mistaken. And while Shayna's doing that, how are you guys doing? Ray, Janelle, Anya, I see you guys are here. You guys have been present with me the whole time. I appreciate you guys so much. So much. Y'all just don't know. I think y'all are on mute if you are trying to talk. Oh, you are so welcome. And Anya, you used a great word. You see how we went through this presentation and I didn't tell you stuff you already knew? If you do a masterclass, a freebie to pull your clients in, do not tell them stuff they already know. They know when they've been bamboozled, right? Stuff that they can find online easily, something they could have Googled. This is stuff that I learned from doing it over and over again and getting frustrated with my clients not being able to see what I was trying to communicate and finding solutions instead of finding ways to complain about them, because y'all, it is easy, right, to complain that people don't understand you. But somebody said this to me on our TTT summit: you're just not being clear. That's just you. So you problem. You got to figure out what's wrong with your systems. And there's always something wrong with a system that we have in place. Are you having trouble, Shayna? There you go. All right. So Shayna's going to take you to the website. Now, if you just right after this, you were just like, Nina, this was so helpful. I really feel like I'm going to do a trademark, practice, but I feel like, I don't really know the search stuff. I'm not really cold with it. I don't know what I'm doing. And most of the times I don't know how to explain it to my client. I want you to be able to do it with confidence. And I don't want you to have to be in a place where you're like, oh, how do I do this? I want you to be in a place where, Nina, I can ask you questions on a daily basis or weekly basis and feel confident that you have not only the answers, but we can talk about it as a group and creating basically a collaborative community. Having a collaborative community is not simple. So when you go to ninathelastbrand.com, which is what Shayna has in front of you, you're going to scroll down. And when you scroll down, you should see a bunch of cool things about me. That's not really important. What's important is that you go, wait, Shayna, where are you going? Technical difficulties. We're going to scroll down. There we go. We're going to down all the way to the very bottom of the screen. Okay. And right now, for a limited time, it is discounted. The regular price of the course is $15.99. That is $1,599 for this limited time only. I am making both the full course and the bonus course available I hate motorcycles. Sorry, y'all. I'm making both the full course and the bonus course available for $350. It's only for time, and it's only for a limited amount of people. So if you were moved by this, or this is something you really want to do, then I want you to go ahead and just invite yourself to go ahead and put your information in and get started, because this is not something that I expect to do for a very long time. I want to make this course available, but I want you to be able to see the added value. Anya was already able to invest. One day I just talked to her, and all I've been doing, y'all, I haven't posted really about this. So this isn't even something that has been posted yet. We don't even really start posting about this course until next week, because that's when it starts. Today is actually when they're supposed to get their first course. I'm still waiting on my YouTube guy to look at everything and make sure he did all the clips correctly before I finally release it to everyone. But this is a course that I know is not only going to be helpful, but I know that people call me on a regular basis. And I was like, y'all, I do not have time. I got to help my clients. I got to help my criminal clients, my family law clients. And I was like, well, how could I do this in a way that made sense? So I said, you know what? I'm going to make the search real simple. And I'm going to break it down so that people can not only do this, but they can run a process for their law firm that makes their clients want to come back. Because that's the biggest thing, right? Trademark That Thursdays, that whole brand, that was my first registered trademark. And that was that wasn't even the first thing I filed. That was like something I filed way later. And that was my first registered trademark. And then my next registered trademark was the Step 1, 2, 3 virtual STEM camp. Both of those things were big and important things to me. And it's so cool that those became my first registered trademarks. But I created something. I didn't even know how to register a social media series when I did Trademark That Thursdays. But I ended up being able to work with not only an examining attorney, but come up with creative language to be able to protect my social media series, my videos, and things like that I come up with, because I didn't want people stealing my stuff. I thought it was creative, but I thought somebody else was going to start like a trademark, Thursdays as well. I just felt like that was going to happen. I felt like nobody had done that before. And so I came up with that, and it was fun, and it was easy, and it was something I stuck with, and I posted something every week since May 2021, when I first started, I have posted something for Trademark That Thursdays. We haven't missed a Thursday since. In fact, this Trademark That Thursdays, this whole entire thing will be posted in part, right? We're not going to post the whole thing, but we'll post a part of this on our Trademark That Thursdays website today to give people some insights into what we did. But you guys, you learning, you being here, this is like a bonus. Like, this is amazing. Having you guys here, and I appreciate you guys commenting. That really does help give us like good confidence. And like Shayna's just been moving this presentation. So Shayna, show them what happens when they click learn more for a limited time. Only a limited time. This is not forever. This is just for a limited time. Takes you here to this special discount just for you. This was included is the trademark basics, trademark applications, trademark case example breakdowns, and customer engagement techniques. The other things that are offered in this course are LLC breakdowns, how to do trademarks and copyrights, and for you to be able to set up your own virtual events like the Black Women Mean Business Summit or the Trademark That Thursday Summit that I did. And then, of course, office actions, everybody's favorite, but that's only in the bonus. And that's only if you purchase for the limited time that we have it available. But I will tell you this, for everybody who came today, y'all will all be getting exclusive access to a trademark search PDF where I break down my trademark search plan, and you can look at it. If you want it explained, it'll be explained more in the course. But I will send you guys the trademark search plan for how I break out social media, okay? How I go through and search the social media sources and make sure that they have an extensive program. So you can see how I break out all the social media outlets on that social media search plan, okay? So you guys will all receive that because you guys registered and you were able to attend today. If you didn't register or you feel like you didn't, you can put your email in the chat and I can make sure that it is sent to the correct email. if you use the wrong email, you're not sure what email you put down. But long story short, I want you guys to succeed. I want you to be able to explain this to your clients, and I want you to show them value. And one tip that I said I was going to save to the end is that you can always create something called a summit. Okay. All you do is gather up your friends, okay, in your same industry and ask them if they want to speak. And then you decide on the day. You use Zoom as your platform, or as I did, use Podia as your platform, and you stream on YouTube. And then you are able to give people, right, value for free. They're going to sign up for free, and you are the hosting party for that. The last thing that I will leave you guys with is that if you guys are going to create anything, you need something to collect the emails. That's what Podia is, okay? You need something to organize the businesses that you create. That's what Legal Inc. is for. You need something to organize all of the content that you produce to give to your clients as either Instagram, as a PDF, as a presentation. That's what I use Canva for. You need something to be able to organize all your trademark filings. That is what I use Alt Legal for. And lastly, because there are so many different tools that you might use, if you have something that you want to use or create, whatever you do, I want you guys to think about that Iono site that I gave you. That Iono site will save you so much clarity. Wix, all the other stuff, they don't let you really do anything behind the scenes. It's not really simple or easy to kind of figure out. Ionos allows you to get a very good value for your websites, your domains, and keeps them all in one place and makes it really simple. I literally go from my phone and fix those things. And lastly, if you have questions, put it in the chat, send us an email afterwards, let us know. I want you to succeed. And I have seen my own business, right? From Trademark That Thursday. It's the very first time I posted, y'all. I took about 4 hours and sat down with my mom for about 4 hours until she could explain to me what the stuff that I was trying to teach her about trademarks meant. And she was just it was so easy after that for me to explain things to her. You want to make that process easy for your clients. Whatever potential clients you have, you want the process to be easy. You don't want it to be difficult. And if you make this process easy, not only will they come back, they will come back to you for copyrights. They will come back to you for all of their trademarks. They might even come back to you with new business ideas and forms. And as long as it's relatively related, again, check the legal ethics in your state, but as long as it's relatively related to the federal trademark stuff that you're doing, it's not gonna hurt. I need to run, but thank you so much. Yes, I can't wait for you to start either, Anya, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. And if you have questions, again, 205 490-8068. That is my number. If you don't know how to get in touch with me and you just need a link, all I need you guys to use and save in your phone, right, is bit.ly.hello Nina. I'm putting it in the chat for Shayna to post for you guys, but it's bit.ly/hello Nina. That's literally all you need to do. It has all of my contact information. You guys will be able to reach us directly and give us feedback. If you like this and you want to take advantage of at least the one-on-one branding, just because you were here today, I want to offer that to you guys for free. So you just let us know and we will send you a link. You just send information to that number, 205-490-8068. And if you don't know what the number I'm saying, here are all the informations, and Shayna's going to post it in the chat. Last but not least, Ray, Janelle, thank you guys so much for staying to the very end of this amazing presentation where I was able to talk to the people that I know needed to hear it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are in your trademark process with your clients. You are automatically going to be in a better position because you're going to present it better than anybody else that you have seen online, because you know how to do it crisp, you know how to think about your clients, and you know how to think about things that your clients haven't even begun looking into, which is their LLCs and their operating agreements and their logos. And you're going to start asking them questions that nobody else is asking them because they just trying to get them to buy a trademark package. You're trying to get them to think about their brand. And that's what I want to leave you with. You are helping them think about their brand. Your business itself is a brand. So if you start trademarking your own stuff for your own business, you will learn by default. And that is what my program, that's what my course is about. I want to train you to be able to do it for yourself first. Fish for yourself. And then when you do it for yourself, your clients will see you protecting things for your business, and you won't be able to say talk is cheap, because it is. Talk is cheap. So if you got your own stuff registered, then you can basically put that stank on your name and be like, look, I already registered my stuff. Where you at? Catch up. We got registered behind all our stuff. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, and I want you guys to check into it. God is dope. You probably know the t-shirt company. They finally got their stuff registered, and I saw for the first time a girl with a God is dope t-shirt with the registered R. That is the cool part about trademarks, right? You go from TM to registered R. So sometimes people are TM, they just fronting, and sometimes people are registered. And that is the true value of being a trademark attorney, is that you can help people go from just stunting to actually registered and able to enforce their trademark rights. Okay. And that is priceless. So thank you guys so much for attending. And I hope to see you guys again at the next event, or maybe in the course. Bye, guys.